Turtles of Grayskull is the crossover that I didn't know I needed. But boy, did I need it.
Man, and it's really great. I know you being a huge Turtles guy, it's exciting for me to see you get into Masters of the Universe.
I mean, the crossovers alone, the comic books they come with, I mean, it's been a great ride so far.
A lot of fun, just like it was in the 80s. So let's take a look at where it came from, where it's going, and what we're looking forward to next. Well, last year was a big year of change for everybody in a lot of ways, and it changed the way that we collected, and it changed what we collected. It was starting off with Ninja Turtles, and didn't necessarily know that we were going to do this at all.
No, I had no idea this was coming. I mean, I knew the line was coming, but I wasn't like into it. I thought. And then the first Raph hit. And when this guy hit the shelves, I was like, maybe. And you had found it.
Right.
And offered it up, and I said no.
Yep.
And then you went back the next day and picked it up.
Yeah, we slept on the first wave, which was basically this Leo, this Donatello, which was kind of Man-at-Arms themed. And, oh, goodness, I'm even blanking on it. It wasn't, like, the most exciting, like He-Man.
And Ram Man, right?
And, no, Ram Man was wave 2.
With Beast Man.
And it was wave 2 that really got me. And it was Raphael when I saw him on the pegs. I was like, that's kind of cool. Just his colors pop really nicely with the reds and the greens.
It looks really great.
His ode to Ram Man worked really well for me, so like it made complete sense. I can get it. He's belligerent. He's going to headbutt somebody. And that's what had happened. So I texted Justin, like he said, the day before, and I was like, do you want these? Because he was a little more positive about them than I was. But dude, when I saw that, I was like, oh, son of a, I'm going to do this. And that was just before I started collecting Motu as well.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm going to do Turtles because I'm already doing that, and I'll get a couple of He-Man figures here and there. And it flipped the other way. I went full Motu, and now I'm kind of like, I'm cooling on the line.
Yeah.
But I still think it's great.
Yeah, and that's, my goal was, I'm only going to buy Raph.
Right.
That's what I said. I'm only going to get a tattoo of Raph. You know, next thing you know, I got all the turtles here. I got all the turtles on my leg. Like, I can't just do one. Like, I have to do everything and everybody. Now, I'm not necessarily collecting the Motu side.
Right.
Like you are. I do have Beastman. I thought he was pretty cool in the samurai get up. So I did pick him up in the early days. But, like, as far as the Motu spin with the Turtle crossover, how do you feel about the Motu figures?
I feel that the Motu figures themselves they've kind of taken a back seat, and they're not as great as the Turtle figures. The Turtles have come out smelling like roses.
Exactly, I think so too. Now, I wish we would get a mega fig that was more, or not a mega fig.
Maybe a little more deluxe, kind of like Krang?
Yeah.
A little larger size?
And it was more, I feel like this is the most Motu looking deluxe figure we have.
Correct. Well, so what did they call this one deluxe? This was
Slash was a deluxe, yeah.
And he was only available at Target, I believe.
Yep.
And we bought immediately and paid more. A lot of these have ended up going on clearance. Yeah, and you know, we bought now, we paid more, but at the end of the day, a lot of these have ended up on clearance, one way or the other, with the exception of our white whale.
That stinking merman.
Not once did we ever see it in our neck of the woods.
I never saw it. No, anybody I've talked to has never seen it. We've been to at least 2 cons since its release, and no one has had it at a con.
Nothing. Not even.
I just would like, at this point, I just want to see it.
Right. I want to know that it's real.
Like we tried to buy it on Books A Million, got canned. I tried to buy it yesterday on Germany's Amazon, and that got canned instantly.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm trying to get it from any angle because we've that's the one figure we've never seen.
And all signs point to it being like the coolest figure of them all.
I mean, it has to be.
Like, honestly, they took a really cool spin on Merman, giving him some new parts that the regular doesn't have. He's translucent plastic, so he's translucent blue, whereas Moss Man is green, so you can imagine that. But he's got iridescent colors in him, and he's got the cool feature where, like, all of these can pop apart. Whee! like this. Everything's modular with these guys. So everybody comes apart at the waist, but
Yeah.
now Merman has a mer-person tail.
That's so cool.
It's so awesome, and we couldn't find it. Like no one has seen it. Like not even anecdotally. Like just a couple of guys, like a couple of big timers.
Exactly. Real quick, is that the same torso and back piece as Vecna?
I do believe it is. So if we can pop this guy off, so this is just the extra fun head that Mossman came with, where he's mutated out in like a total Venus flytrap. I do believe this is pretty much just a recolored upper torso pieces of Vecna that came with the Motu Stranger Things crossover. Jinx. And it's so... And reuse, right? So that's what it speaks to.
Exactly.
And that's really cool, the way that they're doing it. I don't mind it because you know what you're getting into. It's baked into a line like Motu and Turtles. And if they keep spicing it up with these fun iridescent figures and these translucents, they're definitely going to keep a lot of interest in cats like us. But you got to get that distribution. Like, I don't understand how it's that one figure. And Waves, I could understand but that one figure is just the one that we've never seen. Like what happened? Did they all fall into the, like, seriously, did they all fall off the ship? Like, did that ship go down at sea? Like, what happened?
And the fact that they've never addressed it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, we know you guys are looking for this. We're in the process of reproduction and all this. Like, it's never been talked about. Like, I think that's wild. But there's plenty of forums on Reddit and stuff about this figure never existing.
And it's sad because, again, dead to rights, it looks like it would have been the coolest thing in the line so far. But what I think it's got going for it is it has that wonder of and silly factor.
Exactly, and that's what draws it to me. It's just silly enough,
but
it's a lot of fun because it's a lot of color, a lot of pop.
I think I've called it perfectly absurd.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Mikey, for example, with the wig, like amazing.
Yeah. So I've seen, when these first came out last year, a lot of cats online were like, "I don't get it. Why would they do that?" And why wouldn't they do it? Like it makes sense. You've got two titans of the '80s. You've got properties that are inherently silly, like. Their premises really are silly, and that's okay. They're out there and imaginative, far out, and one is literally about mutating and oftentimes fusing two separate things together. So how has this smash-up not happened before, I think, is the more logical question. I think we were all wondering like what the actual figures would be like, because anytime you've got a company like Mattel doing something that they've never done before, like Ninja Turtles, it's always going to be different than you've expected.
Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking, to not really know what we're getting into at this scale, but I mean they do well with the Motu figures.
I love them.
I didn't anticipate any issues. The build-a-figure was easy to keep together.
Oh, okay,
but not necessarily put together.
Because I feel like it took forever. I thought because what was the last one? Was it? It took so long to put him together.
Oh my God!
All to come together. It was 2 Bop Steady, or was it like it? It's I feel the trauma of it.
It was I don't even remember anymore, but it was 4, and it started with Trap Jaw.
Started with Trap Jaw,
and then I believe Leatherhead, or was it Slash? I don't.
Splinter had one.
If any of you guys know, keep it straight. Let us know down below, because obviously we have no idea anymore.
It took.
We know it was not Merman.
I'm confident of that. And it took so long that I thought, dude, I've lost a piece. Like, we've already bought all these. Like, exactly. How have I not put this guy together yet? But once you finally got him together, he does stand pretty well. He looks bigger than the rest of them. And like I say, I feel that the turtles have come out smelling like roses. They're larger than most of the Motu characters are. Like, to have He-Man to scale him with. Like, if He-Man is roided out and mutated, to be brutal, well, and that's the cool part, modularity. So, man down, call the medic, but he's back in action. So he's really small when it comes to comparing him to like one of the Ninja Turtles. If you're doing a back-to-back comparison there, like, wow. This is my favorite, by the way. I'm a big fan of this Raphael. That got me into it. This kept me going. I don't hate this He-Man. No vitriol or anything like that. I think it's cool, but it should be this size. Oh, and Mattel, you make figures this size. I know that's just me, but I get why they did it. But if you're talking about scaling, I feel like all the He-Man characters, Motu, any humanoid character should be this size because they scale most dopely with the Ninja Turtles. And here's the deal: if these guys are $19.99, He-Man's like what, $29 or $22.99?
23, yeah.
It's almost the same price point. You could make it in that scale.
Exactly.
Just some food for thought there. But I'm digging it, and I'm looking forward to what's coming next. We were debating on whether or not to wait for it.
Ooh, the Shredder King Hiss.
But so it's mutated Shredder, like as a snake, yes. And King Hiss is a separate figure. He is the foot soldier. King Hiss is masquerading as a foot soldier. You pop that cover off, and he's got a very grandiose cobra head that flares out, and like really awesome cobra arms. So this takes the King Hiss that I've got and makes it look.
Well, I really hope that hits stores because I did not pre-order.
Well, that's okay, dude. It's a Walmart. It's not an exclusive, I don't think, but it was available last year during their Walmart Collector Con. I just got the cane that I ordered at about the same time,
which is wild.
Yeah, so that was maybe September of last year into October.
Yeah, I just hope we don't have another merman situation.
I hope these actually finally do ship, but if that is the case, that'll be sad times. But they were in the cart. They did. I checked out, and I'm hopefully good to go with that. But I do enjoy what we've got so far. It's the perfectly absurd smash up. I like what they've done with the scale. You've got a guy like, overall scale when it comes to some of these bigger characters, like the smash up of Faker and Slacker. Our good friend over here, and you've got Grayskull smashed up with Splinter, and then just I'm sorry, I don't want to reach over you, brother, but Rattler, he's so cool. Like,
Rattler is actually he's my favorite Motu figure, and I haven't even opened him yet, but just like aesthetically, everything's coming off. But like he is just super awesome, and then the best part is
he's got his little rattle. That's awesome.
That's so cool. Like I mean, it's such a great figure.
And I think that
even the jaw is articulated.
It really is.
Oh, man.
And so that pops off, and he's got 3 neck pieces. I don't have them here, but it's got 3 neck pieces that you can pop off to kind of extend his snaky neck.
But he's by far my favorite non-turtle related figure.
Just really cool what they're doing with the color palette. Really going wild with these guys. And I can't get enough. But I think what we're going to see is a pivot in the line. I think Turtles of Grayskull may be winding down after the next wave or so.
I can see that.
But definitely looking forward to getting those. I think I'm going to get that Clamp Champ, because he just looks cool. That's the coolest Clamp Champ has ever looked, I think.
Yeah.
And I've got a couple of heads from the original, so I'll just pop that on because I think it's a better look. That's going to be solid. But finish up with this Snake Bin where they're going with that, because then it's going to pivot to Third Earth, my friend.
Do you think so?
Oh, well.
Or is it already in the works? I haven't seen anything.
Thundercats?
Oh, you're talking about Thundercat. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude.
That's going to be, that's not for me, not my thing, but they do look really cool. I will have to say, like, they're cool. Aesthetically, they make a lot of sense.
They really do. It's one of those things where you think, like He-Man and Ninja Turtles and all these things, all these barbarian type characters going together. But that He-Man Thundercats is looking really good.
Oh yeah.
The He-Man that they've shown off just looks super dope. Like it's just a really cool version of a space barbarian, and the multiple parts that you have with the Thundercats, you can create that new look of them smashed up with He-Man and Motu. Or you can remove those parts and you basically create a regular looking Thundercat.
And that's the best part about this. Is
that's what I'm going for.
Like can just have an awesome set of Thundercats.
And I think they did that knowing that there are going to be collectors out there who's going to want both. You know,
and that's true.
And so you can go out there and buy doubles.
Yeah, that's very true.
So and at $20 price point, those are looking pretty awesome as well. So I like what they're doing at this scale. It's just a great scale and play pattern, a figure that we're so used to from our childhoods. And it's cool to see the way that they're doing them now. A lot more detail than we ever got. You know, we did our Motu talk. You can check that out here as well. So much more detail and just what you can do with that same format, so it's familiar but brand new at the same time.
Yeah, no, I've been having a lot of fun with this. I know it's going to end soon, so I'm a little hurt by it, but because it's been a lot of fun. But I think this will be a good little, like snapshot in time.
Right. Nothing
You
lasts
know?
forever. And if we got a year, two, well, you know, a year and a half out of it,
Yeah, a good year and a half.
I think then it's really done. It's done what it was designed.
I think so too. And they're not milking it and just giving us crappy repaints and stuff like that. So I can appreciate that.
Right. And Motu, just to keep it topical, they just also solicited as well as some She-Ra stuff from the new Eternia, new Etheria series. They did an Origins. Looks like it's going to be a 4-pack of brand new characters that they've kind of made up to sell toys. And I love it. That is exactly what He-Man should be. So there's a snake character.
A giant commercial.
Exactly. Absolutely. Spot on. There's a snake guy with multiple heads, and there is a new Eternian guard.
Nice.
So there's a Knight of Skeletor with a really badass sword, and like a Horde Remnant is the 4th one. So like I guess an undead return to life armored up Horde guy. So I'm gonna troop build with that. It's gonna be great, and I'm just looking forward to what we've got coming out in the summertime and over the next few months with this property. So if you guys are looking forward to it, we'd love to hear from you. What is it that's tickling your fancy about this? Have you jumped in? Are you worried about it? Have you been looking to get them on discount?
But if any of you out there have a merman, how did you get one?
Yeah, like who do you know?
Yeah, like what did you do? Where'd you go?
And is it like an R-rated story, PG-13? Like do we really want to know? I mean, I think we do, but tell us in the comments below. And if you've made it this far, like, subscribe, and share with a friend, because sharing is Motu caring. We'll see you guys in the next one. Be safe out there.
Peace.